First of all, thank you very much, Gabriel and João, for the invitation to speak here today. Uh, normally I have 30 minutes only to introduce GS1. I will see what I can do in 20 minutes to speak about my view of the RFID market. Well, I'm not sure if everybody knows GS1. GS1 is working for the last 30 years around the world and 29 years in Brazil. And we have dedicated ourselves to the design and implementation of global standards for the use in the supply chain. GS1 standards provide a framework that allows products, services, and information about them to move efficiently and securely for the benefit of businesses and improvement of people's lives every day and everywhere. If you don't know any GS1 standards, you may have gone to a supermarket, and if you saw the barcode on the product, that barcode comes from a GS1 standard. Our standards ensure effective exchange between companies and act as basic guidelines that facilitate interoperability and provide structure to many of industry sectors. It is important to tell that we are not for profit, so every standard we produce is public and everyone can get it from the website, download it, and learn about it. We call GS1 system, which is actually a set of standards and not a solution or a software or hardware. And this set of standards is divided in 3 levels. The first one is identity, where I have unique numbers for locations, for products, cases, pallets, and also unique identity for locations. We have another level which is basically a family of barcodes, 1D barcodes and 2D barcodes. It depends on the solution we need to identify, the product we need to identify. I will use one or other barcode. And we also have standards for UHF and for HF RFID tags. And last but not least, we have a set of electronic messages to share information about master data, which is basically information about the products, and I can sync this information within the parties. I have standards for transactional data, which is basically EDI, or electronic data interchange. And also I have electronic messages for physical events, which is the well-known EBCIS standards. So they are all interface standards, so I'm not talking about one characteristic of the product, but I'm talking about what this product or this reader or this printer will have to implement in order to be able to print a barcode or to burn a tag or to read a tag or to read a barcode. So we say that we are both global and local. GS1 Global Office, which is based in Brussels, I suppose very close to Philip, is in charge of identification creation, is in charge of development and maintenance of these standards, and also in charge of our foundational architecture. They coordinate with other international bodies such as ISO, and they also develop training programs for us, for GS1's, local GS1 is also for the community. And GS1 Brazil, we call it GS1 member organization. We are part of this federation, which is composed by 111 countries, and we are in charge of the implementation of those standards. We also try to do some local regulatory adjustments. We manage communities, work groups, and discussion groups. And we also manage the relationship with the governments and regulatory agencies. So here you can see a little bit of our relationship, our stakeholders. in Brazil. What we try to do is to keep in touch with our end-use members and our solution providers members, and I will talk a little bit about them later. We also keep very close relationship with the regulatory agencies such as Anatel, which is in charge of telecommunications, and Anvisa, which is our FDA, the Brazilian FDA. We have work going on with NCAT, which is the guys from the Electronic Invoice project, and also the Brazil ID project, which I'm going to talk a little bit later. The Ministry of Science and the Ministry of Agriculture. We have relationship with the guys from RFID COI, and I could not leave them behind because they are very important to us. I will talk a little bit about them later as well. And we have relation with ABNT, which is the ISO mirror in Brazil. The researchers, such as Renata here, some other professors, such as Professor Amazonas, and some universities who are, of course, very important for us to spread the word of GS1. Well, in terms of services and solution providers, we saw this morning that we are capable of doing tests, of testing performances. We have labs very capable, but we also have design houses, and now I'm talking about the GS1 world, so UHF. I'm talking about the members of GS1 who are part of EPC Global in Brazil. So we have, as members, we have companies who are designing microchip, who are manufacturing inlays, who are converting inlays into smart labels, or we also have multinational brands selling hardware in Brazil, such as Intermec or Motorola, Zebra, and other big players. We have also national and multinational software providers, such as IBM or the smaller ones who are selling middlewares. We have integrators such as CL who is here today, and we have, of course, consultants and certified professionals. Not to mention CPQD, which is also now a GS1 member, and is, as he said, as Claudio said, he is preparing the structure to get the lab accredited by GS1 EPC Global. Well, talking about our end-use members, now we have two different situations here. We have one situation where the members are using UHF Gen 2 Air Interface Protocol plus GS1 key, or the global trade item number or the location number burned into the microchip to do a lot of things. So here are some examples. We have HP using the EPC number to improve their wiring process, also to improve the warehouse management. We have a national program called Brazil ID, which is led by the Ministry of Science, and the main objective here is to track and trace shipments. And it's a huge project. We know it will take a while, but we know also that there are some laboratories working to prepare some pilots for this next year. We have also companies exporting to international retailers who need to apply tags and to know about EPC and to be able to sell their products abroad. And we have many other cases which are using EPC aiming to improve their inventory or to give some other services to their internal clients. So one well-known example is our Army, which is mandating EPC since 2009, and we have now about 30 suppliers. And they are, some people are very sad about this project, but I know that they are studying a way to expand the implementation. Another one, this is a very beautiful implementation For those who don't know, I recommend you to visit the Air Force. They are using also EPC and some other GS1 standards, and a very new retail brand in Brazil, which is called Mimove. They are part of a bigger group, which is Cranford and Siberian, and they are also doing a very nice project where they use item level tagging to identify clothes, apparel, and from the source, from the manufacturer to the retailer. Well, I said we have two different kind of implementations. Those ones, we call it a EPC implementation because they are using our keys, not only the hardware which is available in the market. And the other one is the most common one, which are the companies who are using the hardware and the software compliant with GS1 standards, but they are not using our key. In other words, they have internal codes to implement their four-wall solutions. And they are very well known as well. So Banco do Brasil, they have the asset tracking implementation to control IT devices. The Albert Einstein Hospital, which is the most important one in Brazil, they are using as well to control assets. Chat is kind of a solution provider who is, they have a service where you can buy from them all the system to track the pallets. So they have a pool of pallets, then they provide the whole solution. We also have people using smart cabinets or smart shelves to control medical devices and drugs. All the automotive companies who are piloting or have implemented the wiring process control to perhaps identify the engine or some part of the cars and fulfill the manufacturer line, production line. We also have a very big, very significant implementation in rail, which is MRS, and more recently Rumo Logistics, which are also kind of linked with asset tracking. And we have many, many other implementations who are using EPC tags, but not with EPC numbers. And for example, if you don't know, all the marathons in Brazil are using EPC tags on the shoes to control where the athlete is going and how many times he's taking to do the running, the whole running. So I'll be happy to answer questions about those cases, but to conclude, with or without GS1 keys, UHF RFID implementations are emerging. New RFID companies are coming to Brazil. Companies who are here are selling more, but on the other hand, EPCIS and any kind of collaboration, sharing information within companies is they have a long way to go, and we are not very used to share information, internal information mainly. And last but not least, the ILT or the item level tagging is enabling inventory management in apparel. This is a very big trend. We are seeing big companies in the US doing huge implementation, and we see it in Brazil as well with Mimove, as I told you before, but in many other retailers as well. And another one is the tracking of assets, which in my opinion is the two main reasons to adopt RFID today. So thank you very much.